What's up, guys? We're here at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and we're kind of doing the typical Vegas thing today. We're getting breakfast at a buffet. We're gonna explore the strip, and then I've got to do something that I've never been able to do in all my times in Vegas, which is take a really cool photo of the strip. So hopefully that's all going down today, and I guess it all starts with a bit of breakfast at the buffet. Jody, you excited for breakfast buffet?
I'm gonna eat everything.
I think Jody is fitting in really well in Vegas because it's breakfast, literally 8:30 in the morning, and what are you drinking?
Champagne. My whole breakfast is champagne.
At least it's a fruit. Vegas buffets are ridiculous. There's even dessert, like a lot of dessert for breakfast. I'm okay with that. I am so full from that breakfast. I'm back here at Mandalay Bay in my room at the view, which is awesome. And I'm kind of getting some vlog editing done, but I'm a multitasker. So I'm also shooting some long exposure time lapse. And I'm loving this feature on the 5D Mark IV. And I've been shooting it a lot recently. And I kind of just want to walk you through how it's done. I've got the 70-200 on right now. I've got a 6-stop ND on. And it works almost the exact same way as long exposure photography does. You try to work out like maybe a 1-second exposure, and then you set it all up in the camera, so basically it turns 30 of those photos into 1 second of video footage, all sped up and cool looking. And I'm just gonna show you the back of the camera because the part that confused me was this. If you go into the camera like this and you're in video mode, it doesn't show, you can't go below 30 frames a second. You see the frames per second here? You can't go below it. And that's to protect you if you're shooting regular footage. If you're shooting regular footage and it was like 1/4 of a second, it would be all choppy and stuff. So that's to protect you. So I was like trying to find an exposure and then turning the time lapse on. But if you want to do the long exposure stuff, you hit menu, you go to the time lapse movies function, which is in the red menu 5 right there. You enable it, and then here in info, you choose your intervals. I have it at 2 seconds. I have 242 photos, which is 8 minutes of time it's going to take. And then that's going to result in 8 seconds of time-lapse footage. Another really important thing, especially with the long exposure stuff, is if your exposure is 1 second, then your interval needs to be at least 2 seconds. It can't be 1 second or else it screws it all up. So if your exposure is 5 seconds, the interval needs to be at least 6 seconds. So once that's all done, you hit OK. You go to the movie function, you get this screen, you go OK, and then now you can spin this dial so that you can get your long exposure. You see it says 1 second, F4, and then you just hit play and then start. And then it's shooting. And I'm loving that feature. So sorry if that was a little bit of an elaborate explanation of that time-lapse feature, but that time-lapse feature on the 5D Mark IV is something I just love. So I'm going to shoot a little bit more of that, and then we're going to go off exploring and photo taking. It's off season here in Vegas. It's just after New Year's. It's before the biggest conference of the year, or one of the biggest conferences of the year, CES. And it's definitely not pool season, but we did want to come down here at Mandalay Bay and check out the pool area, even if it's definitely way too cold to swim. And then we're gonna go like on the tram and go explore the strip a little bit. basically the plan quickly is, since this is Jody's first time in Vegas, I'm kind of taking her on a run through all the hotels. The hotels are cheesy, obviously, but they're also really fun. So we've gone through Luxor, just went through Excalibur, now we're off to New York, and then around sunset, we'll get a photo spot, hopefully. So every time I've come to Vegas, I love it. I absolutely love Vegas. Look at the fountains going off at Bellagio right now. It's so cool. I love Vegas, absolutely love it. But I always have a huge problem here trying to get a photo. There's cool photos to be had of the Bellagio fountains, but like a shot of this strip. But like a shot of the strip is really, really hard to get. It's just, I haven't found a composition, and I struggle every single time I come here trying to find a photo I love. But I'm determined today to do that. The light is, it's okay. It's nice and wispy over the Bellagio. I just have to find a spot. We've been like walking around for like 2 hours and I have not found my composition yet. But hopefully it's up here somewhere. I'm thinking of going up onto one of these overpasses up here and shooting down the strip somehow. So I think I came to a spot that I like. It's okay. I think it showcases the best of the strip here. But the problem is I can't get wide enough. I can't get wide enough for the shot I want. I can't get wide enough widthways. I can't get tall enough. And there's no lens in the world that's wide enough. So I'm gonna try something. You've seen a lot of panos, people shooting images like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna shoot a pano that's 1, 2, 3, 4, or potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, and just create a giant panorama that way. The light is all sorts of perfect. The light's just beautiful, and I'm actually kind of happy with this composition. I ditched that giant pano idea because I think the distortions of the buildings is just not going to work, but I'm going to share with you the result of what it looked like anyway right now. What I'm doing right now, as you can see back here, is pretty simple. I've just got a 4-stop medium grad ND up there to hold in some of this beautiful light from the sky. And yeah, I'm not using a 6-stop ND because I want like a 2-second exposure so that this blur in the foreground doesn't look too dramatic. I want people moving. If I go 30 seconds, they're not going to exist. So I'm going to show you the difference between the 30-second exposure right now and the 2-second exposure right now. And you can see the difference. It's much better, in my opinion, at 2 seconds, just because it shows more movement and less ghosting. So that's what I'm doing. Gonna keep shooting, and we'll see what happens. Literally, it's been maybe 3 minutes since I checked in last. Look at the light. All those clouds that were just there, they all disappeared. But I moved on to another composition that's literally 5 feet away from where I was, and if I flip the camera around, it's probably too noisy. I'm just right between these 2 escalators, using them for leading lines right into the strip, and I'm really, really happy with this photo. And it's kind of funny, I just settled on this location just because it was the one I ended up at when it was sunset, and I think I've walked away with 2 or 3 images I'm really stoked with, even though I haven't moved a whole lot. I'm having so much fun with the long exposure time-lapse feature on the 5D Mark IV that I'm not even really taking pictures anymore. I'm just kind of hanging out shooting time-lapse. This might stop being a photography channel and start being a time-lapse photography channel. It's just way too much fun right now. But I think it is time to move on and head on to other things. I don't know what's in store. We got a friend in town randomly, and maybe we'll get up to some gambling, maybe we'll get up to some dinner, who knows? So much food. I talk a lot about how I won $2,200 in Vegas last time I was here. Tonight, I lost $100 immediately, like really quickly. I love gambling. I find the entertainment in it so amusing, but I treat it like entertainment. I don't treat it like, I don't know, like some people might feel like they gamble to try to make money. I don't gamble to try to make money. I spend $100 and I think to myself, this is like going to a show and I'm entertained. And the idea behind it is that entertainment in playing blackjack or whatever is supposed to last me 2 or 3 hours. Tonight, maybe 30, 45 minutes before that $100 was gone. But still, with yesterday's winnings, today's loss, I'm only down $50 in Vegas, so it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, it's been awesome here at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. It's just been a good day. I'm pretty happy with the way the photos came out too. Super stoked with the way the 5D Mark IV shoots time-lapse. What do you guys think about that stuff? You think it's cool? It will definitely be in future vlogs as well. And tomorrow, we're off to Zion National Park. I'll see you guys there. Peace.